Welcome, everybody, back to the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. We got episode 10 today. Thank you for joining us. Hey, I am Take It Easy, Jono. We have Nasty Nate up here in the balded head with the bearded man, and then the man with the glasses is Dandalf the Wise himself. How are you guys? How are you guys on this fine day? This nice weather we're having outside.
It actually is really nice out there. I went out to let the dogs for piss and shit, and I wanted to kind of stay out there with my coffee. It's getting there, guys. We're getting morning weather where we can actually sit outside soon.
I feel like it's been the longest winter I've ever experienced. Like, I remember I was talking to Trev last night. We used to go out on patios for St. Patty's Day, man. On the patio.
Yep.
It was fucking 3 feet of snow on the ground St. Patty's Day this year and like last year. Like, when's the last time you went on a patio for St. Patty's Day? It's freezing cold. And it's still not even warm enough to go on a patio right now. It's almost May.
Yep.
It's so stupid.
We bought one of those little mini fireplaces. It's like in a tin can, big, massive tin can. And we lit that up, and we were out on the patio having some beers, me and Alma and a couple of friends. Oh, it was fantastic. It felt like a spa, you know, when you go to Le Nordique when it's kind of cold out and you're by those fires.
Very smelly fires.
Nice. Yeah, it was very nice. Smokeless pit. Very cool, man.
Did you get that chip for your Xbox? That HDMI timer chip?
Hasn't come in yet. I've got everything else. I'm ready to go. I'm just waiting on the chip.
For listeners, we've been discussing the idea of fixing our broken electronics. And Nasty Nate has a dead Xbox One X. Just
broke on me.
Just dead, a brick. But anyway, what?
There was a night where the power went out, like up and then down within like 15 minutes, and I think that's what killed it.
Oh.
And then we went to go play Elder Scrolls, and I went to go turn the Xbox on. It did nothing. Changed out 3 power cords. Did nothing. Brought it to another power plug somewhere else in the house. Turned it on. Did nothing. So I was like, "Yep, she did."
Weird. Then there was no visual damage of like burning or short or anything like that?
Not that I can see on the motherboard, no. I've inspected it multiple times. I switched out the power supply, got one of those off Amazon, put it in, didn't power on, so I was like, oh, maybe he sent me a shitty power supply because it looked kind of repaired and like electrical taped. It didn't look like it was taken out of a working Xbox, right?
It's just
I think
full
this
of
guy
dust
repairs
fucking shit.
I think this guy repairs power supplies, like Xbox power supplies, because he's got a ton of them, right? And I think he repairs them and then sells them for $70 a pop.
Well, that being said, we've been discussing the idea of
why
fixing
can't I do that?
Electronics. Yeah, why not? I mean, I've been watching a lot of videos. Actually, I've been watching them for a long time, like just guys fixing Xboxes and PS5s and all that. But why not? I mean, you grab a broken, I don't know, anything really that's broken. If you can bring it back. If it's something simple, take it apart, you know, learn how to test it and how to troubleshoot it, fucking fix it. That's satisfying, you know?
It is. Whenever you get something
like satisfying
fixed like that.
Take it
like
apart.
I used to fix.
I fixed it. Wow.
Yeah. I used to fix people's power plugs on their laptops when they're all wiggly and like destroyed from people tripping over their power cords and stuff like that. Pretty cool.
That's simple. Solder.
I have tried fixing things. I've tried fixing things myself of various products that I've owned in the past because I always believed that I could do it. And every time I would make it worse. So I decided never to do that ever again.
Well, what experience do you have?
Yeah, you don't. You're not. It ain't a piano.
Well,
it ain't a piano.
No, I just didn't like it in general
I do have
as
some
a philosophy.
I do have some prior like knowledge. Like I would solder stuff and shit at the shop when I was working on cars and stuff like that, and you know, general electronic knowledge of voltages and whatnot. But yeah, but like I said, it'd be super fun and satisfying to fix that shit. I remember when I was a kid, we used to have a radio, this shitty radio, and I would just take it apart and like put it back together. And that's all I would do. I would just do that, and I would see all the pieces. And like, you remember like the little, like how it would rewind, like cassette tapes had a rewinder.
Yeah.
It was the same
record and then play.
It was the same little motor that I'm pretty sure that like controllers use as a rumble thing. It's the exact same thing. Like, and I used to just put it all back together.
That's
I was
what
like 12
Dad
years
did.
old.
Yeah, Dad used to do that with clocks.
Yeah.
Clocks.
Now look at them.
Yeah. So if any listeners have any broken stuff, you can, or that we know anyway, just send it over. We'll see if we can tinker and fix it.
You may not get them back. You may find it as a listing on eBay.
No. We'd fix it and then give it back. Just for the experience, I just want to. I was actually taking a course. I started watching a course on electronic repair technician. I think it's like a full college course. It's 2 parts and they're like 10 hours long on YouTube. And I'm a couple hours into the first one. It's pretty cool.
That's
pretty
a snooze
interesting.
fest.
Not if you're like interested. Talks
Yeah,
about
I suppose you have to be interested. But that being said, in audio recording school, when I went, I was very interested, and I passed out in like every single lecture.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Lecture.
Me too.
Oh,
when I
man.
went to university,
I was just
for
like,
what I do.
I was like, oh, this is great stuff.
No, I'm not like that. I mean,
I remember my instructor would come up and kick me. I'm like, fuck, because it was very small.
Professor Snape hit you in the head with the fucking textbook.
It was very small. It was very small classes. There was only like.
That's because you were in audio recording. You're in audio recording, and you were snoring into the microphone, probably, so he could hear you. It's like, what?
We also had small classes in university, and we had a class around 2:30, and I was doing my honors with my one of my professors who I was very close with at university, and he pulled me in for one of my honors sessions, just one-on-one. And he's like, I noticed, Daniel, that you do.
And you passed out.
You do happen to fall asleep
the one-on-one?
in this one class. Not our one-on-one. He's like, you do happen to fall asleep in theory around 2:30, 3 o'clock. I was like, Dr. Wright, I was like, it's not you, man. It's not the material. It's just the time of day. You get up early, you get to school early, and by 3 o'clock, it's nap time. Doesn't matter how much coffee you have. It's brutal.
That's why they have siestas.
They did yes. You know how? You know why we do that? We feel sleepy around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not because you just ate or whatever. It's because biologically, when cavemen were running around, they'd wake up, they do their hunting in the morning, yada yada yada, and then they'd go to sleep around 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and then they'd wake up for the rest of the night so they could hunt at night and then do all their stuff. So there was like, and then they do it again in the middle of the night. They would wake up at around that time, and like it was their schedule, and it's like drilled into our brains, and that's why we feel sleepy at around that time.
I'm gonna feel fucking sleepy this afternoon because I woke up at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like I just ate a Gabriel's extra large at 7 a.m. I was like, whoa, like what is happening right now? After 5 hours of sleep, I didn't eat anything
right now.
I didn't eat anything. I had a little bit of Costco like jerky before bed after hockey.
Oh, there you go. That's it.
I've eaten it before. I didn't do that, man. But after playing hockey, 5 hours sleep, I'm fucking wiped right now, dude.
What hockey? What hockey did you play?
I played some hockey last night.
Sids?
With just pick up random with Trev, and there was only 8 people, and we played 4-on-4, the whole ice, the whole hour, no spares, 4-on-4.
Ugh.
So it was super slow, but like I was on the ice.
That's what we did.
Hour.
That's what we did the last game of our league. When everyone was out, it was 4-on-4. I was just fucking zonked.
No spares?
No spare. Well, no. I think there was one on the other team.
Jeez.
But that was it. Yeah.
All right, Daniel, we got a clip for you. You get some clips here. Judging by the title, they'll be intriguing.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and play those, and I'll give you some
intriguing.
Context.
Okay, let me get this set up here.
All right. As you can see,
the hell?
Watch this guy. Watch this guy. He just I'm holding this big dildo, and he just stops, and I just put it in his face. So, should I talk about that now, or should we wait until you cut back in?
Watch the other one.
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You can. So I took this dildo melee weapon and I started bonking people with it.
one hit kill
in combat. Yeah, it's super powerful too. Watch this. Boom.
It's super high damage.
Yeah. It's probably the highest damage weapon I have too, which is funny.
Are you serious?
Watch this. It's like a big hog between my legs. Oh man. So there's a side quest in that game, or a side job in that game, where you meet someone who you knew at the beginning of the game, and you can go and fool around with them in this motel, and you get that from it's just laying on the bed. And I was like,
okay.
So I grabbed it, and it was I think it's like 700 damage or something. It's probably like the highest level melee weapon that I have. I was like, man, I got to take some clips and go fucking bash some people with this. And the sound that it makes in game, it's like this ong, kind of like, and it's just hilarious how you swat them and they just fly that way. Just hitting them with a big old dick. Yeah,
what's the power level on that bad boy?
That was Cyberpunk 2077. If no one,
for those of you just listening, I was carrying around a giant dildo and bashing people with it.
Yes, I guess people are just listening then.
Ooh, I'll check it out.
Daniel going around town.
What the age restrict that one? Goodness.
Yeah, I was laughing out loud as I was doing it. I was like, I just got to take those clips. So those are my clips for this week.
Yeah, sir.
We got game.
What have you guys been playing?
I was just gonna add that I stumbled upon this website, Zavvi.ca. They sell gaming and pop culture merchandise and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Zavvi. So good for good for gifts and
good for gifts.
Zavvi for yourself.
No, you're good.
Zavvi. So they sell gaming stuff and pop culture stuff. They sell Blu-ray steelbooks and that shit.
Fucking European. Ooh. So this is all $1 million Canadian.
Probably.
No, it's in Canadian. It's in
Canadian. You can change it to Canadian.
Yeah. Well, if there's a converter or selector,
there we go.
Currency selector.
But they have a couple of so they have some Apex Legends sweatshirts on there. If anyone wants to buy me one, I get my Pathfinder sweater. Yeah, there's a bunch of wacky stuff.
We'll start you an OnlyFans and put it on your wish list.
There's I think I showed it to you, Nathaniel, that, or maybe I didn't show it to you. There was a bust, I don't know what it was made out of. It was super shiny, polished.
A bust?
A bust, like a sculpture, like a statue, from here up of a T-1000 with the giant hole in his head.
Oh yeah. I thought it was a drawing.
No, that was sweet.
That was a statue that some guy sculpted. It's got shit like that, but it was $800. Obviously, no one would buy it. But
imagine being that big a Terminator 2 fan.
Although it would be sick.
$800 on that, man.
How big do you think it is? Did it say how big it was?
No, I didn't check. I didn't read it. But
if it was life size, that'd be sick.
Life size,
fucking awesome. Yeah, the size of my head.
Well, even if it was
that'd be sweet.
I mean, if you had a sweet movie room with a bunch of movie collectibles, maybe but it was fucking cool.
Oh, here it is. Cool. Yeah, I see it.
That.
It's colored. The one you sent wasn't colored.
It was just
there might be more than one.
I remember.
You might have.
Oh man, there's one that's colored, painted, and the hole in his eyes.
Oh yeah,
sick.
That one's cheaper.
Painted,
it's painted.
Painted what though?
It's colored.
Yo, that is sick looking.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. Just throw that up whenever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then there's the other one that is
chrome
full,
works too, though.
Full chrome.
Chrome works too because he was a liquid metal alloy.
Yeah. Liquid Metal.
T2 is so good. I gotta rewatch that movie.
It is
We
one
could
of the
watch
greatest
it
movies of all time.
Next weekend.
Hands down.
We'll watch it. Well, maybe not next weekend, but I have the 4K Blu-ray. I started playing Rocket League again. You played with us a few times. I haven't played in fucking forever.
It's such a good game, but like I'm so bad at it.
Oh, yeah. Well, try fucking logging on when all your shit is reset. All my shit was reset. My key bindings, my fucking account was reset. I didn't have it. My car wasn't there. I'm like, where's all my stuff? It said I was level 0. I'm like, I go onto the Psyonix website to try to link my account, and it says, "Oh, my primary account is my Xbox account. I'm level 110. You know, I've obviously played before." And then I go in and I'm logged in, and it says I'm level 0. I have the default car. I'm like, what is going on? I check my career stats, 0 games played. It made 0 sense. They reset completely my career stats because I went to my inventory and everything was there. And I was like, what the fuck? All my stuff is here. Like my decals, my, all my accessories, everything like that. It was all there. But everything else was gone. My career stats, 0 games played. I played hundreds and hundreds of games. I've scored over 1,000 goals. All gone. No record of it. Like, what the fuck is that? And all my key bindings, which I had no idea what they were, they're all gone.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to redo that. And the first games that I was playing it was so bad. It was so fucking bad. Like, I couldn't figure out what I was doing. The buttons were all wrong. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I don't remember what my key bindings were. So I had to figure it out. And then I was playing and I realized that my fucking field of view was wrong. My field of view.
It's always the FOV.
And I was just so bad. And then I put it back and it was just like instantly felt normal and better.
Did
and
it reset your field of view then?
Yeah, it reset all my settings.
Mine was reset too, actually, when I came back to play.
And like the field of view is such a huge thing. And coming from a first-person shooter, like that's one of the first things I notice. One of the first things I think of when I'm like, okay, I got to change the field of view. You know what I mean? Like when you start playing a shooter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I didn't think of it there, and I just knew something was wrong, and that's what it was. Fucking stupid.
Because when I started playing Rocket League at the beginning, I was like, oh, because I always have issues linking accounts all the fucking time. Whoops. Every time. So I was like, I'm just going to link everything before I start playing this fucking game. And when I did that, it's been beautiful ever since.
What do you mean? Started linking everything before?
Before I started playing Rocket League. Like, when I started playing Rocket League.
Oh. But
so now,
you knew you had to link the accounts?
Yeah. Because I knew it was cross-platform. Because it's Epic Games, right?
Yeah.
Is it Epic Games? Whatever. So, like,
Psyonix.
Their cross.
It's on Epic Games.
Their cross stuff, like their cross-platform stuff, is like bang on.
Bang on the money.
Destiny 2's cross-linking, like linking, is probably the smoothest. Cross-linking thing I've ever done. There's one button, maybe 2, and it's just like you're done. Like, oh, sweet, and you don't have to go through all the bullshit. I remember one game was awful. I can't remember the game. But I remember there being a game that was
Call
just
of Duty
terrible.
was really good at that.
No, I had the issue with Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Always. I played on Xbox and PC. Always there, no problem. Same account, always. The game is shit. The game fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But
Maybe that's
they
what
did
it
something right.
Fucking brutal. Well, they got to make that right so they can make more money, I suppose.
Yeah.
Dinks.
Dinks.
Me and Alma started playing Smite again.
Smite again?
Since I got the Smite again. Smite, the MOBA, Gods MOBA.
Like the
you
black and
tower
white type one?
MOBA. The MOBA.
No. It's
that
like
stands
Dota
for?
or League of Legends.
That stands for? Let me guess. Multiplayer, online, battle, arena.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yep. So it's like League of Legends, but it's like third person and you're like a god. Like some deity, and they have them all from all sorts of religions and cultures and stuff.
Yeah.
We played that as a couple. It's pretty sweet. She's pretty good. We used to play a lot, and we were playing online, like ranked matches together. It was pretty fun. But now we haven't played in a while, so we're getting back into it, just fighting bots. We're getting our stuff back in working order, and then we might take on the real people. So you got to go into that. You got to go online playing with real people when you know your shit, or they're gonna fucking flip out on you, right?
Oh, because your teammates, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, what are you doing? What lane? Why are you in my lane?
I don't know what that means.
Probably what Dom and Bills probably get a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You suck at this game. Never play this game again. Okay.
Dota is so bad for that.
It does
Dota
bother
is
me.
the worst.
Well, then turn it off, Bills.
I watched the Dota anime, and it was really good. I really liked it. Really liked it.
I need to try that again. Me and Dandalf started playing Elder Scrolls Online again. We haven't really. We had a good session. It was like a 2-hour, 3-hour session.
We'll do it again soon. We got to level up a bit
we'll
more.
Do it again. But I didn't really get into my Xbox thing, right? So the reason why we were like, oh, let's play some ESO. It's cross-platform. And I was like, oh, sweet. So I downloaded it on Steam. And then we go to link up in game, and it wasn't cross-platform. It was cross-generation.
Correction corner.
Like, fuck, that pissed me off. So I bought
That's
the
so
upgrade thing for $20.
Cross-generation.
It's so
the
stupid.
Stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like it should not be. It should be erased from everywhere that it is mentioned. Like cross-generation is such a
should just fucking work.
It's just a horrible advertising scheme. It doesn't even make sense. It's the same game. Cross-generation. That doesn't even make sense. Oh, you can play on your Xbox with other people who also have an Xbox. Wow, cool, thanks. Just because they have a different Xbox. Fuck off. It's so fucking stupid. It's the dumbest shit. And then they charge you more for the fucking other version too. Right?
Yeah. So that's like what you're saying.
Then they call it cross-generation. Who cares? Make it the same. It's so fucking stupid. Cross-generation.
It's ridiculous. So I'm like, oh, let's go play ESO. So figure that out. I'm like, well, I do have an Xbox, so I'll just get it on the Xbox then. And I'll actually have to play my Xbox for once. I go over, try to turn it on, doesn't turn on. So I'm like, fuck. So then I get an Xbox Series S and not the Xbox Series X. I got the Xbox Series S, the Rocket League Fortnite bundle.
New tech toy.
Let me tell you, yes, a new tech toy. I am seriously impressed with the Xbox Series S. It is great. It's only like $400 versus the, what is it, $650 for the X?
Is it still that much?
$599, I think.
Yeah, $599.
Plus tax.
So
you're paying almost $700.
The hard drive space is shit. It's only 512 gigabyte instead of the 1 terabyte. I can put 5 games on there, but we're only playing ESO right now on there. But when I booted that up and I put it into quality mode, performance mode, all that shit, it surprisingly looks fantastic and it runs great. I am excited to play Elder Scrolls Online on there. So we played for 3 hours and I was just like, this looks great.
You're going to get 60 FPS usually, probably.
Yeah, so the quality mode on Elder Scrolls Online on the Series S is 2K 30 FPS. And then in the performance mode, it's a dynamic scaling between 1080p and 2K and tries to hit 2K as much as possible at 60 FPS. So
you should do?
It looked great.
Try a little bit of a motion. Sony TVs aren't.
No, I'm not playing it on this one. I'm playing it on my TCL in the basement.
Okay, well, look for some motion settings because you can sometimes make the 30 FPS look smoother and look better. Just through kind of motion sense.
It's not bad.
Motion.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is it motion settings on the TV, like interpolation and shit?
Oh,
Like if you
okay.
crank it
Yeah,
too
yeah.
high, it's gonna be shitty because you're gonna see some artifacting. But if you get it to a good setting, you can make that 30 FPS look like much higher. If it has like a game mode, with
I'll fool
like-
around.
Yeah, try that.
But
It might
I
make
am
it better.
paint me impressed. Is that what the expression is? Tickle me impressed.
Tickle me pink.
Yes,
I don't know.
and impressed of the Xbox Series S. I am excited. I'm excited.
Cool.
I was also playing Rocket League on there too, and it has the 120 FPS,
Oh yeah.
but looks like absolute dog shit.
Well,
It's
if you
what
wouldn't do
looked terrible.
120.
Yeah, but like it goes down to like 700p or something like that. It's just it's disgusting. Yeah.
That's gross.
It's worth noting that Elder Scrolls Online is like, to me, it's not even worth playing in fidelity mode. It just like feels great in 60 FPS, and the resolution, if you've got a Series X or whatever, looks friggin' great still. Like
Yeah.
I'm barely noticing any. You always have to weigh if it's worth it. Okay, do I want the 30 FPS for what it's giving me in fidelity? It's like, nah, for this game, I don't. I think it just benefits from being in performance mode. It's not even, you can't even notice or tell what you're losing other than very, very crisp. I don't know.
So a couple of users online really dug deep into what the difference is, and they took the shadows. Like the shadows are really like missing and not very detailed in the performance mode, but like that's why you're not really seeing much of a difference. Like they said that's pretty much it. That and a couple of lighting effects, but like everything else is pretty much the same.
I never really got into ESO because like I was expecting it to be like, oh, it's gonna be like Skyrim but online, but it's not really. You know what I mean?
No, you can't. You can't expect. You have to go in there thinking, okay, this is going to be like World of Warcraft. It's going to be the same rigid kind of system. What do you call it? It's not as dynamic. Obviously, it can't be as dynamic as the single player games. You know, with all that stuff. So you just have to go in thinking it's going to have the same kind of rigid combat and mechanics as.
You can't
World of
do all that
Warcraft
stuff that you can do.
Well, they
Skyrim,
added a
like-
lot more now, though. Apparently, you can do all this thieving and all the stealth, and the guards will catch you, and people, and like you have to pay your fines and all that shit. So there's a little bit in there. I think they tried to
but
do
that's
it
what I
over the
love.
years.
That's
It got
just
better.
That's just what I love to do in those games.
Yeah.
Just be a thief, a dirty thief.
Just- When we were running around, I felt it was more of a game. I felt there was more enemies around. Fucking boys. There's more enemies around, and like it looked so nice. Like I look around the trees and the god rays shining through the trees. It looked great. And
See, but that's how I felt when
we
I
went
first
into
played it on my.
when we went into a dungeon, we ran through the dungeon, doing the quest through the dungeon. Like it seemed like Skyrim to me. Like if you go with first person, sure, why not?
Felt good. I don't know. I still get that Elder Scrolls, classic Elder Scrolls feeling when I play it.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Okay. Pam's sister bought Elder Scrolls VR for the PS.
Oh fuck! Have you tried it yet?
No. I'm gonna have to
Damn
go
it!
over.
That's the one thing I gotta friggin' do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over and try it.
If I eventually get a fucking VR set, I'm waiting for the Sony.
Daniel, what do you got for game time?
Well, I'm almost Pirate Legend in Sea of Thieves.
I
We're
thought you
almost
did
there.
make Pirate Legend. I thought you said you did.
No, that's what I've been working toward.
Oh,
Pirate Legend. I have to
loser.
reach level 50 in 3 different factions. I've now reached 50 in Gold Hoarders, and I'm like less than 10 away from the other 2, so I'm almost there. I'm working toward this Hoarder of Barnacled Gold commendation. These commendations just allow you to unlock gear and weapons and all that shit. And the Barnacled Gold is like shipwrecked chests, treasure chests. So you have to trade in 300, and then you can get like special Barnacled Gold or themed weapons and shit. And I have to trade in 300 of these chests from shipwrecks. I don't know how long. I'll probably be working on this till I'm like 40.
How'd you play that?
Yeah, so
that long.
I'm only at like what?
So imagine you played Sea of Thieves just for
You're
that long.
an old fucking man.
You know what?
She's like, I'm finally pirate legend.
I hope I am. Yeah, so it's gonna take a while. I'm at like there's 5 grades of accommodation. I think I'm on grade 3 with like 20, almost 30 chests handed in out of 300. So it's gonna take a while. So because there's only a handful of shipwreck chests every session, and other people might have already got them. I don't know, but I've been playing that, and the Elder Scrolls Online. But that's about it. We tried the game bugged out on us when we tried a huge like limited time event where you summon what's called the Shrouded Ghost, which is like this very rare megalodon. And it like bugged out on us. It disappeared, and then we had an interminable amount of ghost ships coming in and spawning that you just had to keep shooting, and we were like, what is going on? This is taking way too long. And the music was just super epic. It was glorious. It was one of the most like glorious battles I've ever been in, but it was bugged, so it was kind of useless. I didn't even get the reward. Matt didn't. Thrillhouse didn't. And I was like, okay, fine. And we went to go trade in our treasure with our allies that we had allied to do this thing. And we go to Reaper's Hideout, which is like a specific outpost where you can sell basically anything. He's kind of like a fence in the Elder Scrolls games where he takes anything. Doesn't matter where you get it. Because they're their own faction. But I didn't get any gold from we traded in so much shit and it bugged out. I didn't get any gold from a single thing. So it's like, oh, that's cool. That's a nice shit icing on the cake after my friggin' event bugs out. So I was like, fuck, man. But it was crazy. We were docked, or we were anchored in the middle of this fight with all these ghost ships. First stage was the Megalodon coming. You just shoot it. Okay, this is pretty easy. It'll die. But then it's like, oh, phase 2, these ghost ships come in. And they sank our galleon, and we're just boarding up the whole time, bailing water. And then we jumped on our allies' ship and basically repeated that. But that's when we were like, hey, this is not working. We have to go. And so it was a failure. Kind of sucks, but I'll have to try it again.
Ghost pirates, huh?
Yeah.
Does that insinuate they were ghosts? They were pirates before they died, or did they become pirates once they were ghosts?
It's hard
ghost
to say because I
pirates
don't
or
see
pirate ghosts.
Pirate ghosts.
Yeah.
From South
They
Park.
were definitely
That's
ghosts.
early
Pirates
South Park,
first. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
That's my update.
Cool.
Is that all from you, Nate? What about that Starfield game? What was up with that? That drama.
Right.
That Starfield drama. The hell was that?
Was it a previous
you could
Bethesda?
talk about that in Nerd News.
Well, I was just going to think it's a game that's coming out that we were kind of looking forward to.
Oh,
we
yeah.
could speak about it in game
it's
time.
just bullshit. Maybe the guy. So there was a tweet, or someone found it on a forum. I'm going by memory now. Yeah, on like a Bethesda forum or something. And the guy used to work for the Starfield. What is it? Starfield?
Bethesda, I imagine. Was it previous?
What's the game?
Yeah,
Starfield. No?
Starfield. Yeah. And he was on. I think he was on the team, or he worked with people who were on the team, and he said that the game isn't running smoothly and it doesn't look great. And all
he did
this
compliment it as well. He was kind of he was on the fence about it. He said it's the flying was kind of shitty. It's not fun.
Yeah,
but the lighting looks great.
It's
and
not
a lot of
fun.
Stuff looks great.
The game
still.
isn't fun to play. You know.
Yeah, and then
it looks great.
It looks
but
very
again,
cool.
Like it's coming out in November. There's no beta yet, so no one can actually really say anything, right? So it's not released yet. I wouldn't take from his point of view,
too much stock, maybe.
Yeah,
but maybe if he's in the game development, like he should know that maybe by that time in the stage of development, it should look okay. It should be looking better. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
maybe he's just disgruntled.
Maybe
that's what I said.
He was verified, so like he did work
employee
somewhere there. But we'll see. We'll
he's
have to see.
The fucking janitor.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, how the fuck do you know?
Who is this guy?
He's like peeked in one time.
He's like peeking into the room with his mop.
With his mop.
He's just like, Flying looks like shit.
It's like, looks like shit, but they're like, fuck off, Tony. Like, slam the door. It's like, who the fuck is that guy?
And then he's like, takes to his computer.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it. He's in broom closet.
I work at the office.
And then he starts making out with the mop.
Dancing with it.
Yeah. It's like, this guy's just crazy.
Fuck. But like, we don't know. We don't know what's going on. So
we will
just
see.
wait till I see
We
it.
will be the judge of how good the game is. I don't want to hear anybody's opinions. I will play it,
But
and I will find
what
out
he
when it
did
comes
say,
out.
what he did say is it is on time for the November 11th release. So he doesn't see
It's a long way away.
push. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll have to see.
Cool.
We'll have to see about that.
All right. Well, we can move on to tech toys. I mean, you already talked about your tech toy.
Yep.
I got a tech toy as well.
You didn't get it yet, though.
I didn't get it yet, but I placed my order, guys, for the Samsung S95B 65-inch QD OLED television. It is done. I had to do it. After all this stuff that was online, on YouTube, these guys are getting them. These guys are buying them themselves. They're not being sent like review,
Yeah. Yeah.
These guys are buying them, going through them, looking at them, and it's a whole new thing. It's a whole new level. It's a leap, a giant leap in the TV technologies. It's going to change everything. It's going to make regular OLEDs cheaper. It's going to change the game. But there was some drama because Vincent from HD TV Test was doing his testing. You know that guy?
Mm-hmm.
The funny Asian guy?
Mm-hmm.
He's a calibrator, like a by the book, like wants accuracy. And I guess the TV, the Samsung was recognizing when it was being put through these tests. Like they programmed it. They fucking programmed it to realize when it's being measured at a 2% window, 5%, 10%, because those are the windows that calibrators commonly use to measure the and at those windows they make it a certain like accuracy or color accuracy or whatever. But he's like, well, that's a bit weird because he saw something and then he put a manual user input of like 9% instead of a 10% window, and it was completely different. Yeah, like it was like more saturated colors. It was a bit raised in brightness rather than being on it's a curve that they use called the EOTF curve for the brightness and the colors at that brightness level, and it was all raised. So Samsung is kind of trying to pull the wool over people's eyes or calibrators' eyes by programming the TV to realize when it's being tested and showing different numbers than what it would actually show in real content, which is very strange. So that stirred up some drama. I mean, it still looks great. I mean, according to everybody, but if you want like by the book color accuracy, then I mean, Samsung was never for you anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you do what you get a Sony usually if you want like accuracy to what the creator intended it to look like, calibrated, that kind of thing. But anyway, I can't wait to get it. And I got some HDR Blu-rays on my list ready to go. I bought 2 of them already, but I got a little Amazon wish list for ones that I think would be really good.
What do you got on there?
Well, let me tell you. These are movies that I feel would have a lot of like HDR impact, like pop, nice colors, bright scenes and highlights and that kind of thing, or nice contrasting scenes. The 2 I bought already are Into the Spider-Verse, one of my favorite movies, and Interstellar. And Interstellar on UHD Blu-ray. So I have those 2 already. A few others that came to mind though.
What a good movie.
Which Interstellar? Both of them.
Those are both terrific fucking films.
Yeah, one's a cartoon, one's a cinematic fucking beauty.
Doesn't matter, man.
Well,
they both are.
Other ones that came to mind: Dune, the new Dune movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a really good Blu-ray. Blade Runner, the original and the new one, 2049. Like I could see those being really nice with like a bright HDR.
Oh yeah.
The Matrix trilogy, the first Matrix movie is supposed to be a really good Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray. Also one of my favorite movies, obviously. The Dark Knight trilogy. I think I want to grab that because a lot of like dark. I think it would look good
Very
on
dark.
OLED.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
And obviously one of my favorite movies. And the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. I think those are on my list. Those are on my wish list. So we'll see if they go on sale or whatever. Maybe I'll have to start collecting these fucking 4K Blu-rays. Physical media is back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
if you want that experience, right?
But I mean, I feel like Disney Plus is really good. The quality on Disney Plus, I was surprised with. Like, I'm impressed with. Because we watched, even on
I've
my
noticed
current
that
TV,
too, actually.
Yeah, on my TV now, we watched Death on the Nile. And it was really nice. I was like, holy shit,
Yeah, so
this
did we.
looks really fucking good. Like, really good. Very bright, very crisp. And just the movie itself, the way they filmed it, it's really like...
Yeah, it was good.
It's really poppy and really nice. Lots of symmetry too. A lot of symmetry in the movie. There's a lot of like camera scenes where it shows.
Yes.
Like, did you notice that?
I was with Alma. I was like, "Are you noticing how well and how different they shot this movie?
Yeah.
Like the way he was shooting it. Oh, it was great.
Yeah, it's really good. It was
definitely stood out.
But even watching like Moon Knight, it looks very nice. Kudos to Disney Plus. I hope they keep that up because I feel like that's one streaming service that is worth the money. Not like Netflix that charge you $20 fucking dollars.
No, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah,
$23.
It's $20.99, I think. No,
well, but like $23 charge on my credit card.
Well, plus tax, I guess. 21 plus tax.
Yep. Wow.
But I did watch the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the first 3 on Disney Plus. And I remember thinking that. I was like, is this on? Oh yeah, I'm streaming it. It looked really good. I mean, on my television.
Yeah. Well, you have HDR. You have a 4K HDR TV though. Like it looks good.
Yeah, and I turned all the lights off and I put down the backlight so I wasn't getting all the brightness from that. I wanted to see what the flick looked like in terms of its own HDR, its own lighting.
But you need the backlight.
Very nice.
You need to crank it up.
I had it up a bit.
Those highlights to...
Yeah, I had it up a bit, but I felt it was just too bright. And it was like the darks weren't looking... It was like when the screen went black, it was like the charcoal...
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the drawback of the LCD in a dark room. The LEDs in the dark room. I noticed that on mine. The Batman.
Speaking of the Batman and HDR,
I heard you had a little mishap.
So, after talking to Jonathan about like the HDR on my TV and if it was on or off and all that stuff, I went in. I started fooling around, and we had some company over, and we decided to rent and watch the Batman. And I was like, "This movie's dark. You know, it's going to be really cool in HDR." And halfway through on an OLED, halfway through the movie, there's this scene where there's like a lot of muzzle flashes and like Batman's beating a bunch of people up in like this dark alleyway or whatever. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. Like, this doesn't look HDR. And then
it's like all
I was going through it.
It's all like faded and like washed.
Yeah,
out.
and then I was looking at people. They're enjoying the movie. I didn't want to stop it or anything because of whatever. And then at the end of the movie, I was like, that definitely wasn't an HDR. So I checked my settings and HDR was off. I was so fucking pissed. Oh, man. I was angry.
You're fucking embarrassment.
The worst host.
Fuck. Yeah, what a host. Guys, come over and watch this movie on my OLED.
On my OLED, all this shit, and I fucking had HDR off. Fuck, I was so fucking pissed off.
And it's funny because that point on in the movie, when you realized You were just
I'm like,
thinking about
this
it
should
the
definitely
whole
be
movie.
black.
You were thinking about it the whole rest of the movie
I wasn't enjoying the fucking
of a 3-hour movie, and you're just
Was that
thinking
the
about
first
that.
time you watched? Was that the first time you watched the Batman too?
Yeah.
Oh my god, man!
Ugh, ouch. That
And
sucks.
like, okay, who wants to stick around and watch it again?
That's what I said. I was like,
like
you guys
6 hours
want to
later.
watch it again with HDR on?
It's fucking 3 hours long. Oh my god!
So I got to
That's
watch it by
horrible.
myself now again with HDR on.
Wow, why not?
you
I
won't
made sure to
regret
turn
that.
HDR on now. I know it's on now. Fuck.
I want to watch it again. I want it on
It's
4K. That's probably
such
one
a
of the
good
first things I'll
movie.
buy soon.
Yeah, I might buy
It's
that one too,
sweet.
actually.
I thought it was sweet. It felt so different
Yes.
than the
You want to
other
know
ones
why?
because it was just like more organic.
Let me tell you why. It was very heavy. It was a very heavy movie. It
Yeah.
weighed you down. And I was like halfway through
That
the movie,
song,
I was
that
like, "Ah,
acoustic, just that slow, or was it
this-
acoustic?
Yeah.
Nirvana,
That Nirvana
track
song?
is killer.
I was like, this movie is heavy, man. Like just getting through some of the scenes, it like weighs your
It was
emotion-
very noir.
yeah,
because it was so noir.
Yes,
It was like
Tension,
watching
very
the-
tense. Tense.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
watching the Max Payne games, but
Yeah,
bad.
Max
Yeah.
Payne. It was kind of like that. Max
Yeah.
Payne.
It was fucking
And I
sweet.
loved it.
Dong.
Yeah, very heavy. Getting through those scenes.
The
Yeah.
dark and ominous tones.
And I don't think there was daytime in that movie. The whole movie was
Apparently, they like
There was. It
use
was
these
probably
old
coming
lenses.
through windows.
Yeah, like it was so dark the entire movie. I was like,
Apparently,
This
they
movie's
use
sick.
these old lenses on the cameras, and like they
Yeah.
wanted it to kind of look like blurry a little bit and like a little bit grainy.
yeah, they
so
went for that noir look. Yeah,
yeah. And I guess
Sick.
in
And
some
I
of the
thought-
rain scenes, they put silicone or something on the lens, so the rain would show up more and stick to the lens. So there was like water on the
cool.
lens and shit. That's what I read.
I noticed because Jonathan, you brought this up when you saw it in theaters. You said that the audio sounded, or at least you said that the movie was really quiet. I don't know if it was the same as what I experienced. All I know is that I felt the dialogue was mixed really like quietly compared to everything else. And I was like, I wonder if that was a creative decision because it's so noir in a sense where things just feel kind of
I think
tense
so.
and dim.
I think
Yes.
they fucked up at the theater, honestly, because I couldn't hear a
Maybe,
fucking
maybe it
thing.
was-
Like for the first 20 minutes of the movie, like not a goddamn thing. Like everyone in the whole theater was
Yeah.
like,
put the subtitles on.
So
and there was
even-
people like
but even
getting
the
up
music and
and
stuff, like the
leaving.
whole movie, the sound effects too, and the music.
Yeah, everything.
Oh,
But they
okay.
fixed it, I think,
Then-
eventually. Like,
Okay,
because I saw people like leaving. A lot of people were getting up and leaving. I think maybe they were going to say, "Yo, turn up the fucking volume in
Yeah,
theater
maybe.
10 or whatever." Like,
Some people got their money back on that one. You
I,
can
I,
complain
wa-
about that.
wasn't
I,
getting
I
money
know.
back.
I should have. I told Greg, I'm like, get our fucking money back. That was horrible. I couldn't hear a thing for the first 20 minutes of the movie. And then I have an idiot beside me with his fucking 4-year-old kid on his lap with a 10-inch tablet, full brightness.
Oh my
Like,
Wow.
some people, man. I don't know if I told that story.
Great movie.
It was the worst movie experience of my life going to that movie.
That was a great movie.
I don't know if I told
Everyone
that
did.
story, but-
Every actor was so good.
Like,
Like,
how about that Robert Pattinson?
Cedric
They've come a long way
Cedric
from friggin'
Diggory?
Cedric Diggory.
Oh,
yeah.
man, it was great.
Yeah.
Cedric.
He's terrific. And I don't just mean in this movie, but like I watched The Lighthouse
And
with
Klitz.
Willem Dafoe.
Glitz.
Klitz.
And fucking Klitz, man, he was
He's great.
bomb in that movie. He was
Yeah.
amazing.
Glitz.
Klitz,
Like,
for
the
everyone
scene of
who has
him-
no idea what we're talking about, is reference to the character in The Girl Next Door, one of the supporting actors.
That's where we know him from. It was insane. It was awesome.
Yeah, he's a bit
What-
nuts. That's for sure.
What would you guys give that movie out of 10?
Well, my experience was
probably give
marred,
it a-
so
Yeah.
I may have to
I'd
watch
give
it
it a
on my new OLED.
Got an 8.1.
Mm, yeah.
Okay, and what
That's
would
what
you
I'd say.
give Christian Bale Batman? Begins, I think.
Oh,
Batman
man. They're so
Begins?
different.
Ooh.
I love Batman Begins, though. I'm going to give that probably a higher score. I'd probably give that like an 8.9.
Yeah, I love that movie. Yes. It's just
I was
quicker paced, it's just I would say entertaining value is higher, entertainment value. You got Liam Neeson, Ra's
It was more of
al
an
Ghul.
action flick than the Batman. The Batman was a noir investigative film.
yes.
I feel like.
I mean, yeah,
And they had,
I'd say probably both around 8.5 to 9, I would say.
I honestly I liked the feel of the Batman more in the way that how it affected me throughout the movie, like I was saying, just the heaviness.
It was less of a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I like that more. But then again, I was watching like the casting, how they casted Batman Begins with Christian Bale and what they went through with the casting. And when you watch that movie, to me, it didn't feel like a superhero movie. You know what I mean?
Batman, which one?
Begins, like the first one.
Batman Begins?
It wasn't like a superhero movie.
Because he's not a superhero.
Exactly.
He's just a dude with money and gadgets.
I also
that
I also
works.
like that.
What's your superpower?
Yeah.
I'm rich.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a rich bitch.
that's what's his face? Batman,
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
I'm rich.
But I would give Batman Begins a 9, and I would give the Batman like 8.5. Like they were very close in my opinion for me.
Yes, two different total feels. And I feel like Joker with Joaquin Phoenix was very close to the vibe of the Batman. And I don't know if that was an intentional, deliberate thing because they came out in the same kind of couple years or whatever it was. And they wanted to at least kind of match that tone. But totally different vibe. It was different.
Yeah, it was good.
And it was what I wanted it to be. I was like, I hope this movie is dark and twisted and feels different. Yeah. And it did.
I'm actually excited to watch it. I'll probably get the Blu-ray. And I'll watch it on the new TV because Pam hasn't seen it yet. So we'll watch it. And it'll be
cool.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. Let's head into...
Fuck, I missed that.
that gif?
Oh, that guy?
Nice.
Noise.
Yeah, that fucking noise. Okay, we go to nerd news.
Into nerd news?
Let's get nerdy. Let's get nerdy with it. I got a headline for you guys. How about this?
Go ahead.
2-inch diamond wafer could store 1 billion Blu-rays worth of data.
Oh, finally.
Wow. 1 billion Blu-rays worth of data. Imagine on a 2-inch diamond wafer. NewAtlas.com. Okay, they posted an article about the Japanese researchers having found a new manufacturing process to which they can create ultra-pure diamond wafers that can store 25 exabytes of data. Now, the purity of the diamond refers to the low levels of nitrogen achieved through their special manufacturing process. So isn't that something? 25 exabytes, 1 billion. I don't know. What?
Maybe we can finally get off Blu-rays for video games.
Well, hold your horses. Hold your horses, because the data that's being referred to is only in the form of superconducting qubits. So sorry, folks. Only for use in quantum computing, and unfortunately, you won't have a 25 exabyte USB thumb drive anytime soon.
Oh shit, man! I just sold my hard drives.
I just
listed it all on Marketplace.
Yeah, no, it's a quantum computing thing. Not happening. Not happening in your home.
Doesn't China have a supercomputer, quantum computer that's ready to go, or something like that?
There's lots of
or theirs is more advanced so far.
I don't think
than
so.
the States.
Oh, maybe.
I thought I saw a headline, and the States are worried. They're worried now. Like if China gets to quantum computing first, we're fucked.
We have quantum computing. I think IBM has the biggest one. No, there's a Canadian company that has a really big one too.
Not breaking all that encryption and passwords everywhere yet.
No, but that's just a matter of time. But we'll be able to do it too. So
they're going to have to come up with something.
It's the amount of qubits, right? The amount of qubits.
Yeah, if you watch that show.
I think there's a Canadian company that has one of the biggest ones. One of the biggest qubit measurements or whatever the
Maybe
fuck.
we should go over that next podcast. Quantum computing. Try to dumb it down for me and Daniel. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Maybe even get someone to
I'm not a fucking
come in
rocket
and talk
science.
about it.
Maybe just dumb it down for you. Okay, speak for yourself, man.
Daniel can't get a
But
fucking
that's gonna be
microphone
huge.
working on a goddamn laptop.
That's another show. If you guys want to know about quantum computing and like theoretics, I guess, is that Dev's show.
Oh yeah,
It kind of like
That was
gives
good.
you an idea of theoretical use that someone.
No, it was fake. It was fake, but it's a good show.
No, but like,
That will
what
never
it can,
happen.
yeah, but the base of it running like a zillion different how do you say it?
Possibilities.
Possibilities, situations. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, it can run all this stuff so fast and give you like a probability, right, of what could have happened or what probably will happen.
Yeah, but
in the
I
past,
think in
the
reality,
future.
it's only on a minute scale. It's like on a very. It's nothing like that. Like
But think 200 years from now, right?
a billion qubit supercomputer.
Yeah.
I'll almost
Insane.
have enough space for my sound libraries then.
Your 25
Maybe.
exabytes of sound clips and
Maybe
fart noises.
Maybe they'll find nasty fart noises.
The brain fart noises.
Maybe they'll finally upload our consciousness into the supercomputer cloud.
Yeah, but what
Sick.
happens whenever
That
you
get hacked?
you upload your consciousness, but it's just a copy, and you die, so you won't even know. It's just your consciousness that will live on. Think about that.
That's fine. I know that was the big thing. Where was that? I think was that in a documentary or a show we watched?
Yeah, it's called Altered Carbon.
Was
No, Altered
but they
Carbon
didn't
is-
cover. They didn't cover that paradigm.
Oh, I think it was in
right?
Invincible. That
I don't know.
spoiler alert. It was in the show Invincible, the robot dude, and it turned out he was actually controlling the
Oh, okay.
robot. Spoiler.
Okay,
Check out Invincible. It's a
I
good
don't
show.
know.
but that's another thing, right? So like, whenever you copy yourself an exact copy, who is the real one, right?
Or teleportation.
my-
Me and
my
my buddy
view is that
Spider-Man-
me and Steve were talking about that. Teleportation.
Yeah.
You
What if they
split
created a
your
teleportation
consciousness.
machine? The teleportation machine.
They
It's
did
like, yeah.
that in that magician movie.
Oh yes,
right?
that's what it was. With huge Jackman.
Yeah.
The
What the hell was it called, Daniel? The Perfectionist.
Prestige.
The
The
Prestige.
prestige, sir. The
Or
prestige.
Prestige.
The
Yeah.
prestige. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it was like.
Ah, that was
But-
good too. That was good too.
I
Spoiler
mean,
alert.
that's a mega spoiler for that fucking movie because, like, that's the whole
don't
thing.
just bleep out the name of the movie. Remember that?
Quiet fucking
This was like, beep.
podcast for like 40 seconds. Everyone listening's like,
the what?
No, we'll,
Yeah.
we'll beep it out.
oh yeah, that movie that with
With Jack.
but I figure when you like say you cloned yourself, you split your consciousness, or if you
No.
right
No,
when you
just
copy,
new one.
It's a complete clone.
With a
that you
memory.
become a new one,
No, it's memory
and you
a
don't
copy
you are
to a
no
new
longer
person.
that one. Yeah.
See, but with the uploading of the consciousness, it'll only happen the one time once it gets to the cloud, right? So once it's in the cloud and you download it to a new shell, it's going to
Then
be the
you
same.
also exist on the cloud at the
Yeah.
same time.
Man, why did they cancel Altered Carbon? That fucking show was sick. It was so good. They need another show like that, cyberpunk kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Like
there,
the whole uploading
there isn't
consciousness.
enough.
It's pretty cool.
There isn't
All right,
enough
what's-
cool cyberpunk shit.
Oh, anyway, yeah.
You
Nerd
guys got
news.
nerd news? You guys got nerd news.
I discovered that, I don't know if you guys remember this game. Do you remember Ubisoft's alleged Skull and Bones game? Remember hearing about this?
I remember hearing about it. Yeah.
It was like gonna be their next pirate game after Black Flag, after Assassin's Creed Black Flag, because the team was going to start because Assassin's Creed Black Flag was like this whole other pirate engine that they made.
It didn't have a lot of fucking weird bugs and glitches and shit in that game.
Apparently, it's like the best Assassin's Creed.
Black Flag was one of my favorite Assassin's Creed
I never played any Assassin's Creed game other than Valhalla.
Oh man, you should play Black Flag. It's hard now that it's a little dated because you can't get, if you're used to the graphics of Valhalla, it's going to be like, well. But anyway, so the development team was working on like an extension of Black Flag, but then it sort of morphed into this game called Skull and Bones, which was going to be a whole other pirate adventure with the same kind of engine, but more developed or whatever. But yesterday, Kotaku.com published an article detailing that game footage leaked from like the most recent version of it. And I tried looking for it, but they took it down. I guess they sniffed that out as soon as possible, and it was like 6 minutes long or something. I couldn't find it, but the last footage seen of this game was in E3 of 2018 as like a 23-minute gameplay video, which I did watch. I watched that just recently, like yesterday. I don't even think I watched it back then. I was like, this looks fucking good. If this looked that good then, it probably looks pretty sweet now, but they're still working on it. There was a lot of talk if this game was still going to come out, just because it's been like at least 5 years or something with very little. So they're still working on it, I guess, but the footage, according to Kotaku, detailed how players can like rank up and unlock new ships and all that stuff, and they can stock up with rations and water and repair kits and ammunition before setting sail. And so what I started to notice was that, at least the article explicitly said that it's kind of like it emphasized resource selling, collecting and management and crafting and all that stuff. If your ship is destroyed, your crew mutinies, which I thought was cool. It's like, oh, that's new.
Mutinies against you.
And I don't know if I guess your crew is NPCs though. That's the thing. So if you don't manage well enough, maybe they're like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And so other players have a shot at salvaging your ship if it sinks or whatever. So that leads me to, I was like, whoa, other players. I was like, what? So apparently it's an online PvP focused thing, like a session based game, like Sea of Thieves.
What they need to do, maybe with this game, maybe it's going to be like this. Think of this. Listen. Grand Theft Auto, but with pirates. Red Dead Redemption, but pirates. Imagine.
That would be cool.
Like the same game. Think of the same thing, but instead of like the cars and your fucking horse, you got your ship, and you're sailing around, and you can get off the ship and do all the shit you can do in like RDR or Grand Theft Auto, like interact.
That would be so fucking huge. Imagine that.
Sick.
That's what I thought this game was going to be. I thought it was going to be a single player, story driven thing like that, where it's like, okay, I got my ship, I got my crew.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, there's a
sailing
guy
around,
fucking steal his ship because I want his ship.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's revealed much like Sea of Thieves, I guess, a more realism focused Sea of Thieves, and you could probably do a lot more and shit. Sea of Thieves it's great because it's all very free, but I was under the impression it was single player. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this game will have some pretty big shoes to fill, because Sea of Thieves is the only pirate game out there that's an online session based thing. So, and I think they probably noticed that, and they were like, "Oh, maybe we should do that and turn it into."
They got to
because
they got to make that.
How long has this been in
Grand Theft Auto of pirates
since 2017? That's when it was revealed. So probably before that, maybe even a few years before that. So
how long can this game be developed for?
They're gonna have to port it over to Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, like fuck off. Put it on Unreal 5 so we can actually get those massive
Grand Theft Auto with pirates. That would be so
you guys should check out the 23-minute, like, you don't have to watch the whole thing, but just skip through. It looks really nice. You've got your first mate, and the way the camera moves was really cool.
I might play the clip during this combo. I can play it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
But like, you'll see when you got like an over the shoulder view and you've got your first mate, and then you can like switch to the crow's nest guy by pressing a button, and the camera goes and like pans up to the crow's nest, and then you see like over the water. It's just really cool looking camera mechanics. And when you fucking load your cannonballs into the other ship, it looks great. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, cue the Willem Dafoe gif.
How do they make a game look that good back then? And then you today saying it's
no, it looked like a modern. Well, it looked like a modern Ubisoft game. Ubisoft has a very distinct kind of look to their. It looks like Assassin's Creed. It looked like Valhalla graphics, but pirates, which was really cool. They say the video was claiming, the leaked footage claimed that the game can be played solo, but it's a multiplayer game first. So there's our answer, I guess. It's been delayed. It's lost important team members. It's racked up quite a friggin' bill. Apparently, and they did release a statement, and the quote is on Kotaku. I won't read it for time's sake now, but Ubisoft did confirm that it was leaked video footage from their game Skull and Bones. But its sources tell Kotaku that Skull and Bones could be released by fall 2022. So we don't know for sure, but it could finally be out.
I would check that out.
Based on this footage. But a lot of former developers who worked on the game that Kotaku had spoken with said that they've expressed skepticism that the game will deliver on its, reputation that it has preceded it. So we'll see. But I thought that was pretty sweet. I was like, I totally forgot about the game, and I'm always down for another sweet pirate game because you've got Sea of Thieves, which is a little more cartoony, and you've got more of a realistic kind of maybe immersive game. So
I'm always down for new games.
I was just sad I didn't get to watch the footage.
That was what I was hoping kind of Sea of Thieves would be.
Yeah.
It came out and it was just like,
what?
Hello?
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
Cool. I've got a few things. First off, I've got an idea for next pod, I think. Oh, no, actually, it's not for a while. But Xbox and Bethesda have announced that Summer Showcase will air on June 12th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m.
time?
Eastern. 1 Eastern time. 1 p.m. Eastern time. I want to try to do a reaction video with us watching it live for the pod or for the channel. So they're probably going to go out over like Starfield, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be.
So this is Bethesda specific.
Yeah,
like
Xbox and Bethesda
keynotes.
Have announced that a summer. Yeah. So
Cool.
Probably going to be a lot of Starfield on there. So we should definitely get together on June 12th and watch that live. That'd be pretty sweet.
I'm game.
Yeah. It's on a Saturday anyway or something, so we could even do it during the podcast or even have the podcast of us just watching that, whatever. Next, I read this one and I was like, holy shit, someone's actually doing this. Epic Games Voice. So they've created a new cross-platform voice app. Okay. So I thought, holy smokes. Like, are they actually going to make an app? A voice chat, yeah. Are they actually going to make an app that you can download on every platform and just talk to each other? Like, whoa, right? Wrong.
Yeah.
So it's a voice. Voice is a platform.
It's a soundboard app with Arnold Schwarzenegger sounds.
Voice is a platform independent solution that connects your community with an in-game voice chat across all stores and platforms. All games, all platforms, all stores, as the trailer suggests when they showed that. It says, available now, dev.epicgames.com, which also leads me to believe it's up to the devs to implement it in their games. Kind of like a lobby chat, like that voice lobby chat, like Fortnite has that Fortnite's voice chat is really good, right?
Yeah.
But like Apex voice chat is fucking awful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's more like that. I think they're giving the tools for people to make a decent in-game voice chat, not an app that you download on PS5, Xbox, PC, and just chat to each other. So I think that's what it was, and I was kind of disappointed because like Discord, like why the fuck has Discord not done that yet? Make an app that you can download on all your devices and fucking talk to each other. You know what I mean? Man, that fucking drives me insane. Because whenever I'm playing on PS5, Rocket League for example, and you're on PC with Greg, like it's a pain in the ass. I have to plug in this Y cord in my phone, open the Xbox app on my phone, have shitty microphone connectivity.
Isn't it a rights thing though? Isn't it a rights thing? Like they can't just.
It could be Sony just not allowing people to do shit.
Well, they would need to connect the systems, right? It'd be a networking thing, right? They have to interconnect the two systems.
Why I think
that's back end interconnection on the network level. They would have to allow access to their network, to their right,
which costs money. So maybe they don't have the money to do that. It's like to be. You know what I mean? Because Sony's gonna want money. If you want our app,
exactly.
You want your app on our. So maybe they just don't have the funding.
So I think the best way around that is this, right? Put it in game, so if it is cross-platform, you'll be able to talk in high quality, good quality across the platforms.
What's it called? Do they have a name for it?
Just Epic Games Voice. It's part of their online service package that
EGV.
They offer to developers. That'll be pretty good because. Egg voice. Yeah, egg voice.
Egg voice.
But if it's anything like the Fortnite in-game voice, it's
good.
Much better than any other.
During the loading screens too.
Yeah. Fuck.
Like unlike Apex, you just if you're talking to your teammates,
it just cuts you out.
And the game starts loading in, pop, you stop.
Yeah.
And then you have to start. Yeah, that's really annoying.
It's stupid. So this is pretty cool.
That would be good if
share that.
If I'd like to have everybody implement it.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck.
My second topic has really really got me excited. It's getting me excited for next gen gaming. Okay, especially on the Xbox Series S with FSR 2.0 announced by AMD at GDC. They went over Deathloop demo showing the FSR 2.0 upscaling and how Xbox it's now part of Xbox Dev Kit, their software development kit, which is amazing. So FSR 2.0 for Xbox is coming out this summer. This will drastically change the performance on the Series S, which is what I'm particularly excited for. The demo of Deathloop running at native 4K with all the graphical enhancements like shadows and ray tracing, all that stuff, was beside the FSR 2.0 upscaled to 4K with enhancements was virtually identical. I've got the 4K monitor. I freaking pixel peeped the shit out of it as much as I could, and like it was virtually identical. I could not spot the differences.
They call him a pixel peep. Pixel peeper.
And get this, it was doubling the frame rate, guys. It was doubling the frame rate.
This is going to be. Is this what they would call a firmware update? I don't know how this works. What is that?
No, not even.
Like software.
Or like so.
It's software.
So the software will just update one day once it releases, and our games
the dev
will have
to.
Better.
Yeah, the dev will have to. But now that people get the Microsoft sent the dev kits, right, or upgrade the dev kits with this in it, the new dev kit version, you would say. Now the devs can put this on their games. So just imagine, for example, the quality mode in the Deathloop demo was FSR 2.0 was 2K resolution upscaled to 4K. That's what the demo was, like the quality mode of the demo.
So it's like DLSS?
Yes, but it's not machine learning. It's not AI learning. It's their new thing.
It's software.
Their new hotness. Yeah. So that's what makes it easier for the Xbox consoles to implement.
Right,
so what I'm thinking,
AMD.
Yes. So what I'm thinking, since the Series S is native 2K resolution, mostly in quality modes, not a lot of games are even hitting 2K resolution on the Series S. Okay, if they get this going on the Series S,
then it'll be pointless to buy a Series X.
Exactly.
Unless you have 120 FPS.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like
so
monitor.
for instance, ESO running at 1440p at 30 FPS in quality mode and dynamically scaling to try to hit 2K 60 FPS on performance mode. On my 4K 46-inch that I have here, it looks great already. Just imagine FSR 2.0 can make ESO run at 1440p 60 FPS quality mode and even upscale it to 4K quality mode 60
Well, that's
FPS.
what it would be. It would be the Series X would get a nice jump to 120. They would be able to like upscale to 4K 120, and it would look like native 4K 120, which would be crazy.
Yes, which would be fucking sweet for Series X users and whoever has the 120 hertz TVs, right? But for Joe Schmoes like me with the 4K, just the 60 FPS, a Series S would be sick to have at that price. And getting those resolutions at those frames, oh man.
Yeah, once this comes out, I would say unless you have a 120 hertz panel with HDMI 2.1, there's no point for you to get a Series.
You're saying I wasted my money.
Well, I'll take it. I'll trade you my 1X. I'm gonna have a nice, my new TV. It's gonna have 4 HDMI 2.1. It's gonna do 120 hertz. 4K panel. You know what I'm saying?
So now another thing is, and we can probably assume since Microsoft owns Bethesda and the parent company, all that shit of ESO, that they're definitely gonna push that to Elder Scrolls because Xbox wants this happening, right?
So the developers are gonna have to update their games as a patch to support 2.0. Okay.
Yeah. And then you'll see quality mode or performance mode, just like you're seeing now, but it's going to have a little bit more. You're going to see quality mode, balanced performance, or high performance. It's going to have maybe a couple of more options. But the quality mode is going to be fantastic, I think.
Cool.
Now, also, FSR 2.0 is going to be available for older graphics cards. So the 10 series GTX, the older AMD cards, so even for PC users, older PC users that can't afford the $900 graphics cards, they're going to get huge benefit from this. This is sick, man. This is excellent. And also, think about this. If it can work on old NVIDIA GPUs, think what it can do for the Nintendo Switch. Okay? Think of that. If Nintendo Switch gets this happening, oh my God. That would be sick.
And it's just amazing. Through software. I guess you don't need that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Now it's coming out this summer. We'll see. And I'll have some side-by-side shit.
Invent their own version of it.
Well, that gets me saying Sony isn't going to be using FSR 2.0. Sony won't be using FSR 2.0 on the PS5, I don't think. They haven't come out and said it like Xbox has. Because they have their own kind of temporal upscaling solution that they'll probably be using with Unreal Engine 5. Because I think Unreal Engine 5 has their own as well. But this is going to be huge for the Xbox Series S. And that's all I got.
Nice.
That's all I got for new news. Yeah.
I look forward to that. That would be cool because I would like to see the differences. I'd like to be able to be like, okay, sweet, that just launched. Let's see what games have it patched. Yeah. Let's check them out. Because imagine Cyberpunk with that update.
Yeah,
on Xbox.
Man. Exactly.
On quality mode, like holy shit.
You could actually play Cyberpunk on Xbox Series S.
Yeah.
Wow, have you tried it? You don't.
No, I don't have it on Xbox. Oh, that is going to be great.
Damn,
for console gaming.
Yep. Damn. It's an exciting time. OLED TVs, FSR 2.0, HDR highlights, bada bing, bada boom, 4K Blu-rays. Have you seen The Batman? What did you think? What movie have you seen or do you think would be a good watch on 4K HDR on my new Samsung S95B QD OLED? Taking recommendations. Have you ever fixed your own devices? Have you ever felt that satisfaction? Let us know what it was. Was it easy? Did it give you trouble? I'm looking for a nice gem of an easy fix. If I find something cheap, broken, fix it up. Oh, it was just this. Like a fuse or something. Easy. Anyway, let us know.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching and listening.